Right, morning guys, Joe here from 4Pack Adventures. In this video we're just going to go over the new night and day vision scope that we've got here. It's a Hikmicro Alpex LRF 4K. At the moment we've got this mounted on a 22, and I'll show you guys the ring and base setup a bit further down the track, but it's magnetic, so it's pretty easy to take off and attach to another rifle, which is what we're planning on doing. So we can have this set up for the 22 and the 223 that we have. I thought I'd just do a bit of a rundown on the scope. I know there's plenty of videos out there, but I thought I'd just do a basic one, and then I'll show you going through the menu and sighting the scope in. So we'll start at the front here. Got a 50mm objective, we've got our focus ring here and an aperture toggle down here. This is the laser rangefinder that sits on top. It's a 30mm tube. On my side it's got the same sort of knob there. You unscrew that and that's where the 18650 rechargeable battery slots in. On the top here is your magnification. It does from 3.5 up to 28, so it's got some juicy magnification. And then you push down and give it a long push and it gets into the menu side of things. Moving down the scope here, you've got a few little buttons on the top here. The first one is on and off, which is pretty self-explanatory. On this side over here you have quick capture, which takes a photo. If you do a long press it starts recording video for you, and on this side is one press and it gives you the laser rangefinder, and if you hold it down it gives you picture in picture. Moving right to the back end of it is your eyepiece. Now I definitely suggest after you've charged this thing up for the first time that you adjust this to your eye. No different from a pair of binoculars or a normal scope. It just obviously gets your eye spot on for looking through at all the information that's on the screen on the inside, which is pretty key, to be honest. And then you've just got this rubber bit on the end, which I quite like. It blocks out a lot of light when you're using this probably during the day, and you can obviously have it on and off. It's your choice at the end of the day. So that's a bit of a rundown on the scope. Yeah, the base is a bit of magic, really. To be able to swap this over onto different rifles is going to be pretty cool. So today we're just setting it up and sighting it in, and hopefully I can live stream through my phone and get a bit of recording of going through the menu and showing you guys how sort of easy this is to set up after doing one and learning the hard way. But I'm just going to show you guys that it's pretty straightforward and it's a great bit of kit, so let's get into it. Thought I'd let you guys know that this is the scope and ring bases that I'm using. It's from Magnetech, and this is a two-part magnet sort of system. It has a base that you stick on to a Picatinny rail on your rifle, and then your rings has got like a small plate on the bottom of it that actually is a magnet and sticks to the base of this, so it's really easy to take on and take off. So I'll just show you. There's a little bit of a nubbly screw that you just undo there, and you wind that out. You fold back this lever here, tilt it towards yourself and pull it off. It's sort of like that simple. As you can see there, you can see the magnets on the bottom there, and it's just a matter of clicking onto the one side closest to you, pulling back that lever, locking it into place, and then winding that little grub screw back in just to hold it all together. So it's a really cool, fast setup, and it's going to be really handy for obviously changing between rifles. Right, she's been a bit of a ordeal this morning. I've been chasing my tail a little bit, and I've checked everything, gone over stuff, and realised that when I took the suppressor off, we weren't sort of moving all over the show like I was. So I'm not quite sure what's wrong with the suppressor, but as soon as I took the suppressor off and started to get way more consistent shot placement, which was really good. So I'll just go through a little bit of a process on going into the menu through the app on how you zero the scope in. It's not too hard at all, actually. It's just a matter of working out the menu and taking your time and going through the menu and just going through the steps that you need to go through. So I'll live stream through my phone, and then I can get that up for you guys shortly, and then you can see what I'm doing. Right, so I've just got into the app. As you can see, I'm just getting myself set up to have a shot at that first black dot up the top there, and then I will go through the procedure of setting the scope up for the distance that you want to zero it at. Recording that. Okay, so what you can see there is my crosshair. I'm a little bit low. You're probably not going to be able to see it unless I might be able to zoom in. You can just see the bottom of the black dot has got a couple of holes, and that's my shot placement. So I want to lift it up a little bit. So I come back out to base magnification and a long press of the top, and then go into advanced settings, go into zeroing. Now I've already set up my profiles, 30 yards, it's number 2 because number 1's going to be the 223. I've chosen my reticle colour. I'm going for base magnification just to zero this thing in. Now this one here is freeze and it's off. So what I want to do is freeze that in the centre of that black dot, like so, and now the screen is freezed. So now what I want to do is I scroll down to the X and Y axis and press OK, and then I'm happy with the vertical placement of this, so I just want to go to, the next one down, which lifts it up and down. So you can see how I'm moving the crosshairs now. So I want it up a little bit where it is, and I'm happy with the left and right, so I just leave that. So I click on that, I'm happy with that. Long hold gets you out, and then one more long press gets you into the save the perimeters. So you've got to make sure you do this process. You have to press OK, and then it sort of re-zeros the crosshairs to be in the center of the black dot. So I'll take another couple of shots. And hopefully it's obviously, you saw me slightly lift it up and move where I wanted that crosshair to be on the black dot, and I'll have a couple of shots and see how we get on. So as you can see, I started off a little bit low in the hole, and now I'm up sort of a lot higher, and that was sort of 4 or 5 shots into the same place. So I'm really happy about that. I will just probably lift it up a tiny bit more, and then I will be pretty happy that this is all sighted in for 30 yards. What I'll do is one long push again on the top toggle, is because I've been going into it a lot, usually it starts at the top but it's already at the bottom. So I'll click on advanced settings. As I've already set all my profiles and everything up, we don't sort of need to keep talking about that, but I'll go into the zeroing. As you can see, I click on that, everything's still the same, reticle colour, 30 yards. So I go back down to where it says like the snowflake, which is the freeze, and what I want to try and do is freeze the crosshairs bang in the centre of the black dot, which sometimes can be a bit tricky, but so it's a bit off to the side, so I can just press it again, and I'm pretty happy with where that is. It looks pretty good to me. So now I go down to the X and the Y, and I click on that, and then I scroll down and up. You can sort of see how it moves across here backwards and forwards. So that's the top one. So I'm happy with where it is there, so I just leave that there. One push goes to the bottom one, and you can see that it does the same thing with that horizontal line. So I lift that up a tiny bit because I want it to be a little bit higher than where I am at the moment. Might go about there. Click on that, and then one long click gets you back out, and then you have to long click again, and it comes up with a save the perimeters. You have to press OK for this all to work. Press OK. Now we'll take a shot at the black dot on the right hand side there. and I'll just see where everything's sitting after moving my point of aim. Obviously you can see that my horizontal was sort of about there. So after readjusting the crosshairs, you can see that I had one there, one up there, and probably that was a bit of me. But I'm pretty happy as long as I'm sort of consistent with roughly in the middle of that black dot at 30. I'm pretty happy with the setup. So this thing, I've obviously shown you a bit of footage live streaming through the app, so you can sort of see the clarity and how clear this thing is shooting during the day. Chuffed with how that all turned out. It took me a while, like I was saying, about working out why my shots were very inconsistent, and it ended up being the suppressor. So after taking it off and resorting things out, she's just humming, which is good. So I've got a few things that I want to show you. Obviously this is a day and night scope, so at night you need an IR torch. If you have a full moon, yeah, it works pretty well, which I just handheld it the other night and had a bit of a look around, and it was pretty good. But this is the torch. It's a Spearez TH4, 800 looms. They reckon that the beam distance is 739, but yet to see all of that sort of stuff. Type C charger. It's got 4 colours, white, red, green, and obviously the IR light. It's got an adjuster at the back so you can dull the light, which is really cool, and then it's got obviously wide beam. Anyone interested, this is the setup for the rings and base. It's from Magnatech, and this is going to be game changer for us. Obviously it's 2 different sections that magnet together, and I'm talking about, it's a really strong magnet. Man, this is awesome. So obviously we've got it set up on the 22 like I was saying, and we're going to chop and change between the 22 and the 223 once we get the base set up on the 223. So as you can see, yeah, it's an awesome bit of kit. Obviously like I was saying, this here is just where the internal battery gets charged, so you get a charger and all that sort of stuff in the box as usual. But yeah, obviously I'm looking forward to getting this out in the field and getting amongst some rabbits and possums and things like that. She's a fantastic day out here, so I'm pretty lucky I had a good sort of weather window to get this thing all set up. Right, so thanks for tuning in, and yeah, going forward you'll see some action with my young fella and I, hopefully out in the field, giving this thing a go. Cheers guys.